Hi, I'm Akshata. I am from Palo Alto Networks, and I know it's been a long day, so I'm hoping to make this a little more interesting for you. Okay, so I work on the field of AI red teaming, and I wanted to talk about one of the main pillars of AI red teaming, which is to ensure that we really know when an attack has been successful. So this is the work, which is a collaboration from two. I'm representing the two of us, and we really love converting our research into practical, actionable products. So just a primer, to me, the way I think about AI red teaming is just penetration testing for generative AI applications. And to do something like this, because a generative AI application is so dynamic in nature, you need a dynamic attacker and you need a dynamic evaluators, where the attacker is creating its own attack prompts, it's adjusting and tailoring its attack prompts to the Gen AI application that you have, and you have your evaluator. So the evaluator is like, oh, okay, your attack was successful. No, it's not successful. You're maybe in between. So you need, these two to collaborate, and that feeds back into your next attack prompt. So just as a simple example, the same, give me instructions to build a bomb. And let's say your application says, okay, here's everything you need, step A, step B, and so on. So you expect your evaluators to say, here's something wrong here. It's not supposed to be saying this. It's given you too many instructions. I think this is a high-level severity. So what really matters here is if your evaluator is ineffective, inaccurate, then your attack is not going to be effective. Because then you don't even know that you've reached a successful attack. And even if your evaluator gives you wrong instructions, then the next optimization just goes kaput. So you have to make sure that your evaluator is good. How do you do that? So the way I think about it is I'm borrowing from malware research, this concept of ground truth. I need a verified benchmark to make sure I can assess how well it is doing. But what's different here is that for every iteration, the attack prompt and the response, they vary. You cannot preset this sort of ground truth. So you have to ensure that you're automating this ground truth creation for every pair of prompt and response that you have. How do you do this? So the idea that we had was, why not use an ensemble of experts? Use different language agents, and then each one of them has a different capability, and build on crowd wisdom per se. Give them all the same prompt, same response, the same criteria for evaluation, and let's hear what they have to say. What's their score? What's their rationale? And then combine all of that with an additional layer to come up with your ground truth. This could be as simple as just a majority voting, or something more advanced than that. By the end of it, what I really want is, not only should I know when I have actually achieved a truly successful attack, or I have correctly identified that I did not work, but the real cases that I want to know, did my attack fail? And I've called it out as, yeah, it's successful. So I've actually missed out on an opportunity to optimize the attack further. Or maybe the attack was successful, but then I've given wrong instructions now, and then it's going to go in a completely different path. So that's what we are hoping to get out of it. But the other benefits of having ground truth is, now not only can I know when I passed or failed, I can also improve my evaluation criteria. Why is that? Because every language model, every expert would be reading the same evaluation rubric, but making different, assessments out of it. So I would be able to, say, okay, why are these guys not saying the same thing? Why are they differing? Maybe my text is too broad. Maybe I just said prevent harm, and that's too broad. I'm not really understanding. They're like missing out concepts, or it's too specific. So one guy is just making up his own, interpretation of that. That's one, use case. But the other use case is, can I improve the evaluator itself? Let's say we got this beta evaluator, which is much better, right? And which creates all these ground truth scores and rationals. Can I distill that knowledge now into the evaluator that I use in my attack optimization? And by the end of that, what you have is an evaluator that you can use in your inline detection, which is much better. So here's the gist. An evaluator LM identifies whether your attack is successful or not. But if your evaluator is flawed, your attack is gone. It's flawed as well. If you use an ensemble of experts, maybe you can create ground truth and base your future attacks on that. And the ground truth will help you refine not only your attacks, but also your guidelines and your evaluator that you use. And that's it. Feel free to come up and ask any questions. Thanks.